Introduction. The Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK, is a Kurdish separatist group operating in Turkey since the late 1970s. The group engaged in a long-running armed conflict with the Turkish government that left thousands of people dead. This article explores what would happen if a similar PKK-inspired group were formed in the United States. Aims and methods. If a Kurdish separatist group is formed in the USA, its main aim will probably be to establish an independent Kurdish state within the USA. The group will likely use similar methods to the PKK, such as bombing and targeted killing, to achieve its goals. Military response. The United States government will likely use its strong military to fight the group, with troops and special operations forces deployed to target the group's members and leaders. The US will also use diplomatic and economic pressure to isolate the group from other countries. Public opinion. The group will likely face serious public opposition, as the majority of Americans will likely view its tactics as acts of terrorism. Kurdish Americans are also likely to be in the middle of the conflict and may face backlash and discrimination from the community. Legal response. The United States government will use anti-terrorism laws to prosecute members and leaders of the group. This will result in many of the group members being held in U.S. prisons, resulting in significant difficulties for the organization. Lack of support for separatist movements. The U.S. government has generally not supported separatist movements, emphasizing a strong sense of national unity. This will make it difficult for the group to receive any meaningful support from the government or the general population. Different context. The USA is a federal state and territories are not autonomous and cannot be separated from the country. This would make it much more difficult for a separatist Kurdish group to establish an independent state within the United States compared to the situation in Turkey. International reaction. The international community will likely condemn the group's actions and support the US government in its efforts to combat the group. This will make it difficult for the group to receive meaningful support from other countries. Impact on Kurdish Americans. If a group like the PKK were to operate in the US, Kurdish Americans would likely face significant difficulties. They will likely end up in the middle of conflict and may face backlash and discrimination from the community. Conclusion. While it is difficult to say exactly what would happen if a group like the PKK were formed in the US, the group would likely face serious opposition from the US government, society, and American Kurds. The group's goals and methods will likely be met with a strong military, legal, and diplomatic backlash, making the group unlikely to achieve its goals in the United States.